So now we come to the upstream project design, execution, and operation tasks. We come to our topic uh, with the other disciplines, reservoir and drilling. We have discussed a little bit. Now we are going a little bit in detail with the surface facilities. How do uh, usually they move? In the concept selection phase, the engineering starts and they formulate engineering people, they formulate development concepts, and these concepts are evaluated. Then proposal on these concepts is prepared. Budget and economics is also run on this, and then after the gate approval, they go into the internal gate review. Maybe they go into the conceptual design and prepare basis of design. Then prepare project specification, contracting strategy, and prepare project execution plan, budget economics, and then develop a management system. So this is the phase where pre-feed starts, and then detail later on. They go in the feed phase where project management and reviews, design reviews, interface management, risk evaluation, contingency planning, and operational readiness, technical support. All these things comes in commissioning support, pre-startup review. So all these things go into the feed and the detailed design. Later on, then operation, there are O&M and operation readiness activities starts in parallel to all these activities. So technical support and debottlenecking studies. This is future activity. Post investment reviews, facility life extension, production improvement, abandonment planning. All this is done with the operation people, and these are the surface facility activities in brief. So here we will just go through the simplified view of the gates that we have after identify phase. We have the feasibility, technical assessment of the feasibility. We have just gone through the economics and risk assessment starts from here as well. Then stakeholder identification and their roles and their management is also started from here. Resource availability, then through the gate, first gate, it goes into the selection phase when all these other activities, financial analysis, comparison to other projects, competing projects, then development plan and project impact. Okay, all these activities are carried out. After passing this gate, then we go into the feed definition phase. Then final investment decision is made here. After all the economics and technical feasibility are approved, the selection of the concept, which concept we are going or we have selected. So the final investment decision is made here, and through the gate 3, we have to go into the execution phase, where in along with this activity, you go into the detailed design as well, and the partnership management, technology, supply chain, contractors, safety, everything comes in. So this is the basic. These are the 4 steps, stages, and 3 gears. From here, you see project lifecycle management and new investment decisions are also based on this. So this is the uh, life cycle of this project management. So there are a few things just for the awareness where what these gates they do. Basically, the review and agreement of details with key operational managers. There is a team who prepare all these things. They are engineering teams of each discipline, like surface facility, drilling, and exploration. But they go along with the team which is uh, reviewing all these things, and they sit with them at the end of each phase, and they review and they agree or they give their comments, and after that they go into the next phase. The agreement of support arrangement with executive sponsors, Then presentation to management teams for discussion and commitment, like in gates or IGRs. Specific reviews means like we see the design quality assurance review, or we see that the specific reviews of uh, the safety areas like HAZOP, hazard, fair, other activities, performance in areas such as technical safety, environment, economic viability, HR resources, okay, necessary for completion, partner and contractor performance, procurement cost, legal and compliance issues. So all these things are worked out and present in gate approval. So there is a little bit different that how in each one the board they go through and they have different questions on that the project is technically feasible or not, and the processes are aligned, and internal external stakeholders are aligned, their roles are aligned, or they are managed well. Okay, all these things in the start they have to go through the risk, they have to go through, and the resources and project business strategy, all these things in the initial feasibility and appraisal phase. Then in the pre-feed, they go through the project. It meets the corporate hurdles, which we have discussed, the iron and the other factors as well. Then project compared to other opportunities, they compare it with others, and the shortcomings can be met here. What are the key elements of the development plan, and how will the project impact communities and stakeholders is very important. And then the step two can move on to step three. Then final investment decision, which is very important to go forward or not. Have all the project issues been thoroughly examined? Are there stakeholder partnership or government issues that have not been resolved? Have there been material changes to the project economics? Will the project be funded? So these are the very important things. After that, execution phase start, where the detailed things like, has the development scope been finalized or it has to be frozen? Is the design sufficiently detailed? Layouts and everything are available? Are all the cost estimates accurate? And are the negotiations with the contractor uh, and suppliers concluded? Are negotiations with the potential customers concluded? So after these things, we just need to know that many things can go in wrong direction with project development. What can be these things? What can be possible these things? So like insufficient engineering and design, poor risk analysis, acceleration of projects to improve profitability, and you accelerate it, and but it can be a hurdle. External stakeholder issues are overlooked or discounted. Overextended contractor supply chains, or overly ambitious time targets, poor project leadership, and overly rigid approach to project development. So these things can lead to cost overruns and time delays. So these can be the problems in project development. As we move on, the first thing we start after project initiation is to go for the plan. Okay, so we have to be well planned and managed to complete the project in time, within budget, and with the defined scope of work, and with the quality which is necessary for the project, and of course safety. So that's why unplanned work and activities are always a great risk for the project. So we can go for the integrated plan and activities. We just have a look on this.
This is a simple schedule of for an oil FRD pilot project. So there is not a detailed plan. You can have a look and idea that these are the WBS main WBS activities like project management, which is not a linked activity, but as a buffer activity, it is usually uh, all over the project. It is scattered from project start to project close. So these are the main activities of these project management, like planning is started from the beginning, and then later on different activities in the planning, like after WPS, the schedule, and then the resource loading and all this stuff is uh, configured here. Then project monitoring and project reporting. These are the activities. Then you see here the subsurface activity, initial activities for the project, like SOW and well selection, then design, well design, and work over planning. So all these activities are shown here, and these are linked, interlinked with each other. You see with the dates and then the links. Then procurement and well delivery, surface time, surface equipment installation. It is shown in a much simpler way. You see the operation readiness and operations activities as well. So you can write as many as activities are there in actual, and then you can fill all this in the plan. This is the first activity which we have in this project development process.
Is must for the project. So with the plan, there are a lot of different activities which we need to have a brief look on that. Those activities, like you see here, PMDR and RSI. PMDR is Project Master Document Register, uh, which all of us usually who are involved they know about it, and RSI we know about it. Then cost, time, and resource document I will show you. Then basis of design is scope of work. Then health, safety, and all other areas. Okay, we have to look on that. Then project execution plan, project initiation, project charter, and what are project asset summary and project assumption note. What is DAP? You'll see all these things. Just have a look on for a few of them, like RESI. We can have a look on that.
Here you go with the PMDR and RESI. This PMDR documents you see here includes all the documents of the project, and these are registered here. The document controller can monitor all this documentation from this PMDR. And you see on the top, there are different portfolios, persons who will be assigned the RESI. That means that responsible, who is responsible for the document, and the document owner. Usually, the engineering manager is the owner, and the contributors, different engineers who are supporting the responsible person in reviewing and approving. The information owner is the project manager, and other managers can be the information owner. So this document is filled, the RASI is filled with the PMDR. Okay, all these are assigned like project manager for this. Maybe you can write here the information, okay, for him for all, and then project services, field development plan, maybe the responsible person here, and other project engineers can be the contributor, and here can be, you can give him the contributor person. So these are the different assignments given to different people. So this is the PMDR and RESI. This is CTR, CTR information. CTR is abbreviation of cost, time, and resource. You see here, you have different disciplines, which starts from management and quality, and then various disciplines are given on the left side, left column, HSCC, instrumentation, and mechanical piping, in every each of the discipline are given. So for each of the disciplines and their documents from PMDR, documents are deliverables are uh, described here. So you can see the other details. The real thing which we would like to see here are the man hours against each of the discipline and each of the document. So you can see here the man hours are estimated and calculated um, on the basis which are specified on the project. So this all this activity has to be done or carried out by engineering, either by their team or by the external engineering company. So each and every document is estimated with the hours, man hours. So there is no issue of cost here. So for all these documents, the CTR is prepared, and you can see here at the bottom some of the details of the uh, portfolios and responsibles, like the project manager, project engineering manager. They are consuming their these hours and 20% hours load factor. So hours per week are also given here, and for each of the uh, position, you can see here the different uh, percentage of load factor. You can see here. So document with the different documents which are to be reviewed, or the responsible person for those documents, and the total hours are also given. So on this basis, the cost is also calculated. Here, the cost of different workshops and different studies are also given. So this document is usually the one of the important document of engineering.
The project BOD and SOW are the descriptive document for this sub-design for each phase, and SOW for each phase. For the next phase, the SOW is prepared along with the block diagrams and process flow diagrams they are required. Then HSCC is basically the activities which are like you have hazard, HAZOP, FIRA, and there is a health check review, in that all the things are reviewed. So you see here, I will show you.
These are the details of the phaser, the project health safety review, safety and environment review. You see, there are different documents which we have already discussed or we are going to discuss, but all these documents are checked and reviewed within the phaser activity. Peoples are interviewed, and these things are verified that these things have been, like many of the activities are related with the HSCC, like the project SCC plan has it, project action taking register also, the RAM analysis related with the reliability and maintainability, availability and maintainability. Then you see here environmental report, and the you see SIMOPS is simultaneous operations. Uh, this is also an important document because of the brownfield project. If you have a running plant there, and then you have to um, uh, coordinate with the operation people for the commissioning, for the construction and commissioning on the brownfield. Similarly, here you can see a lab and HAZOP and other safety critical elements. So these are the activities which within the, there are other activities also, FIRA and other things, safety case, which are discussed, or things activities are carried out, and these are reviewed in this. So you can have a look on this.
Project execution plan, and PIN has project initiation and project charter. So what is the purpose of project execution plan is, I've just opened that document for you.
Here you go with the project execution plan. Project execution plan is the key document, and it defines how the project will be undertaken. Uh, the purpose of this document is to uh, define and describe the basic questions about the project, like what the project has to achieve and what would be the execution strategy, how will these activities will be sequenced and managed and controlled, who will participate, and what are the roles of the people involved in the project, when will these transitions and specific activities will take place. So all these things are included in the project execution plan. If you go through the just the index of the document here, you see the project scope with the inclusions and exclusions and baseline, project boundaries, and then specific project boundaries, key project decisions, commercial agreements, and then as I mentioned that the project strategy and technology strategy and all the disciplines, what they have to uh, strategized and plan in like the project organization, so how it will be planned. So all these things are mentioned in this document, and this document is initially the document which you see include all the things. It include the every activity, everything like stakeholder management, HSCC, legal, and at the closeout of the project, lesson learned, logistics interfaces, operations readiness at the time of handover, project interface management. So all these things are included in the project execution plan. So in addition to that, there is another activity which is PASPAN, project asset summary and project asset assumption note. You see project with the name you can just comprehend that project asset summary will include all the assets, the capex and the opex, and all the expenditures which has been planned for the project, all the abandonment cost and the cash flows, everything. So planning the assumption note, project assumption note is document which has all the forecast like production forecast and the previous forecast, where in facility uh, issues and constraints, project deferment, production deferment, and production forecast, risk and opportunities, and the production cost, capital expenditure, and all these things are included in the the project assumption note, planning assumption note. So these are the things which are included in the PASPAN.